Across the country, signs of increasing poverty are becoming more visible. A study conducted by the World Bank says the poverty rate in Nigeria reached 38.9% in 2023, with an estimated 87 million Nigerians living below the poverty line. Sadly, this figure will likely increase in coming years with the recent hike in the pump price of petrol to over 900 naira per litre nationwide, with vulnerable Nigerians in rural communities most affected. Actionaid Nigeria went to 18 states in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country to carry out a survey on how government policies have impacted the people. The humanitarian organization is now making public the result of this survey, put together in 2 reports: the impact of austerity measures on poverty and gender inequality in Nigeria, and the impact of Nigeria's removal of fuel subsidies and flotation of the naira on women and girls.
One is looking at the DEX analysis, looking at all the macroeconomic measures we have put in place as a country and how it is affecting the education, the health sector. Then the second aspect is now going to the community. What has been the coping mechanism?
The outcome of the survey shows that the hike in the pump price of petrol has led to an increase in food costs. Families in rural areas can no longer afford 3 square meals a day, with some resorting to eating cassava leaves.
When we got to the field, we saw that the suffering had another dimension entirely. A lot of people told us about eating once a day. For children, they ate half the normal meal that they used to eat. Many of the children, particularly the girls, dropped out of school. As for the men, what we got in some quarters was that some men had actually left home. They left home to look for greener pastures. Some didn't come back.
Farmers in the communities surveyed say they can no longer afford to buy fertilizers needed to plant their crops.
A whole lot have resort to trekking. Yeah, a whole lot have to abandon their businesses because of this the increasing cost. And it's very painful to hear from many of the parents telling you that our daughters are resorting to prostitution.
The government is now being called upon to ensure economic empowerment for women, prioritize social investment, particularly in education and healthcare, as well as tackle the country's huge debt profile, which has grown from 31 trillion naira in 2020 to 91.4 trillion naira this year.
Fiscal responsibility was top on their agenda. So the 6 trillion naira, for instance, we're saving from this recent hike in price of fuel. Where is it being deployed to? Where will it be going to? Are citizens involved on decision-making on how that is being used?
You remove subsidy, you increasing fuel price. They are now talking about increasing VAT. All this cannot happen at a period when the income is stagnant. The income is not increasing.
Without swift action by the government, the situation will deteriorate further, leaving Nigerians wondering how long they will have to bear this burden. Georgina Ndukwezaika, Arise News.